now and see who's there. One moment, please. Not long in. It's loading, it's loading. Let's hope this stream doesn't crash in the middle. Top chat. Live chat. Has it even started yet? It's supposed to have started. Oh, here we go, here we go. There's an advert. So who's here? Dennis, Mr. Meerkat, Mr. Mocky, Mr. Pew, Mr. Egg Cake, Zebo the Fat, Refomamber, Liz Edwards is there, Simon Neep, Graham Shaw, Stephen Simpson, the Chipmunk. Everybody is suddenly scrolling up at very high speed. Video will play after ads. Oh, don't I just hate those unskippable ads. So why do I use them then? It's just because that's how it's set up at the moment. Skip ad. There we go. That's better. Let's see if we're going to get sensible lighting this week or if it's just going to yo-yo up and down. A bagpipe alarm clock would be awful. Mondo Daps a brush. I get enough bagpipes at the moment. Thank you very much. Christian Herald can see Horvath. Where's Liz? Liz is here, but there will be no whiffles owing to smoke detectors that would just spoil the party completely. I won't be taking the shirt off, no. The hallway light will go on and off for you, monkey man here. It will keep cycling on and off for the full duration of the stream because that's what it does. Do the live catch-up thing, that's a reasonably good idea. So check the little red dots lit just in case the stream isn't live. Because if it is live and you're leaving comments, they come up in the chat at the side out of context as such. You'll be talking about things much earlier on the stream, but we get them live. Are you losing any weight? I doubt it, Mondo Dash Brush, not given the crap I've been eating and the amount that I've been drinking. The door in the corridor still has a low battery. It does indeed. Tell us about the meeting today, Ref Man. About a dozen turned up. It wasn't super busy, but that's largely because I don't think many people got the notification that it was on. I really should make more effort in future. I should advertise it more in advance, although that's kind of difficult when you're working. And also, I should have made a short video saying it because people were probably more likely to see the video than they were to see the Facebook post and the Patreon post and the basically what do you call it? The post, the text post that I put up on and the image that I put up on YouTube. Have we in contact with the isolated folks in Isle? Yes, indeed. Small gathering is good, Christian. It was good meeting you, Christian. Shows your bagpipes. The bagpipes are all at work wiki videos, but I don't play the bagpipes. Did they get mixed up libertarians? I didn't see anybody there who would fit the description of what I was expecting a libertarian to be. Maybe they were there, maybe they weren't. I didn't see anybody. Maybe nobody turned up. Maybe they were the apathitarians. Apatharians. Facebook, what's that? BigClive.com on Facebook, Monkey Man here. I didn't even know you had a Facebook open account until 2 days ago. I never saw a notification here for Nautical. That's what happens. Are you armed with killer pish? I've got pish, Harris Chalk. I have got killer pish here and will partake of some of it from a shot glass in due course. Thank you for that. How's life in the Tattoo Fast Lane? It's doing okay, Stinkamo. We've had our first full week and so far so good. The rain hasn't been too bad and most stuff has been working. We had a few lights go, but that's about it. Nothing really super major. In Thurnham Land, does anyone know what happened to Furbear? Furbear unfortunately passed away a while ago. He had, lymphatic cancer, I believe. I've interrupted to Justin Hawkins' podcast. Let's make it a good one, Adrian Coles. We might be better off with Justin Hawkins. This is not going to be a good live stream. Never is. Do you wear earplugs at work? Oh, that's just bounced. I don't, but some of the sound guys do. Do your earplugs just crack on? Just crack on Mondo Daft as a brush. Redhead Forester, sorry for my absence the last few weeks. I've been having social fun. Been to a festival and had a rave at my place. Reasonable enough. Alex Mack, block storage heaters, noisy thermostat during sleep time. They do click. You should hopefully get used to it, but it's not something you can do an awful lot of. Top smoke, I would have come down, but I was busy doing a design only 2 minutes from my house. That's reasonable enough. I've got some devices to show you. Is that capitals in London or Edinburgh? That is Edinburgh, Fly-by-Wire UK. I was cleaning out a garage, some notification, Tornado says, now you're keeping me company sorting stuff out. That's reasonable enough. Try not to get too distracted as you dig out all the goodies that you'd forgotten about. It's so easy to do. Libertarian are often incognito. Well, I would have expected to see a group of people sitting at a table. I didn't. Rifleman. Oh, there's a glitch. A text glitch. ELW, I found a colour code for 18650s. If you mean this a pink, grey and green and things like that, not sure what those really stand for. Flying pants today. Flying pants, Jack Attack, just normal pants. What is a libertarian? Well, I don't think even they know what a libertarian is. Scott Dickinson couldn't make the meet today. I had to head down to Peebles. Glad you managed to get a few together. It was because it was quite quiet. We only need to push 4 tables together, which is quite good. Tidying up the garage workshop by shoving everything to the back, indeed. Greeting, Zach and the J. Scruff Dog says, if you're not streaming on Thursday the normal Saturday or the normal Saturday slot, I got you covered my channel. That's reasonable enough. I found a little bag full of 12-volt lithium-ion batteries and chargers I forgot I had. Well, make sure they're topped up. Any orange stuff? Yes, there is. There is an orange box, courtesy of Connor. Connor gave me a couple of gifts. This one is mains powered. The other one is mains powered too. Let me show you this one. I shall put the Krern book down there. I shall untie the knot here. I shall plug this in to there. Watch me hit the camera. It's not super bright because it's not designed. It's basically, it's illuminated frame, but it's quite nicely made inside because if you take the front off, it reveals a matrix of LEDs inside. Quite nice 3D printed structure. And then I'll turn it off and show you the inside, which slides out. And there is the capacitive dropper at the back with an absolute mofo of a bridge rectifier. These are designed to be chained in series as well. They've got cable grips, so you can actually have a cable coming on one side and out the other, so you can build a sort of like a pattern of logos on your wall. Like this. I'll show you the other device later. Actually, I wasn't supposed to tell you that he gave me it because he was a bit awkward about it. It's a Tesla product. The Tesla personal charger. Libertarians are middle-class fascists, probably. It's usually the most up their own ass political militants are poor little rich kids who have nothing better to do with their time. They usually don't have a job that actually contributes to society because they're freeloading parasites. Did I say that? Did I make a political statement? Whimperians. Hi, Clive, you're not back yet. No hope yet. Buddycat, work is work. Personal charger sounds dirty. Indeed, Joe Russ. James Randolph, it wasn't a big enough meeting to travel 3,500 miles. Yes. Think of being over degenerates to those limits in society? Yes. The tattoo's still going, Felix Moore. Yes, it runs for almost a month. It's a big, big show, usually booked out completely. Um, so I've got a good amount of time to go. And then the teardown will take between 2 and 3 days to remove all those lights, get them stuffed in a truck, and get it sent off. What's your usual daily job outside tattoo, Chris Wenham? YouTube outside the tattoo. And other work that comes in, whatever it is. It's very hard to predict. I am freelance, so whatever work I get is whatever work I get. You can't really predict in advance. Libertarians are opposed to government and all about freedom of the individual. That wouldn't work, Adrian Coles, although we could do with a new government. But to be honest, I would expect most libertarians to be poor little rich kids of government figures who are just rebelling against their rich daddy. Is that another political statement? Yes. The strike is the best part of the show. It's I wouldn't say that, C. Miller, but definitely after that big run, it'll be good putting it all back in the box and getting it sent off. Any major tricks to find the Chuck key amongst all the wood shavings? I lost it, Craig Matthews. Yes, a magnet on a stick. Went to the Cameras Obscura in October. Lots of builders' bums, Loud Lemmy. I really should go up the Camera Obscura and just see if they are looking in through our crew room window. There is a lava lamp at the window to keep them amused, but ultimately I want to see what they're spying on. Magnets, Weezer magnets. Putting back in the box the stuff that is still working. Most of it should be working, Monkey Man here, but you just never know. Count Dankula is libertarian. He's got strong opinions, Chen North Air Guns. He's a Ouija who seems to like bad people. I mean, who doesn't? All the people who died in lost their homes in Maui, Hawaii. I don't even know what's happening there because I don't follow the news. No one knows how magnets work, Mr. Eggcake. This is true. I've got my own theory about electron captivity, but they don't actually know how magnets work. And if you try looking online, it always comes up with the answers. Magnets work with a north and a south pole, and the north will repel the other north, but north and south will attract. And it's actually, I was looking for a molecular breakdown of their operation. No, we don't have that. No, you don't. I thought we were quite advanced with science, but apparently we don't understand magnets yet. That messed up my electron theory video because as soon as I got to induction, it suddenly realized, no, they don't actually know how it works. Maui is on fire. Oh, right, okay. Explain your theories, please. No, Craig Matthews, because people then start criticizing them. And also they'd expect capacitor type effects with a high electron density at one side of the material, which could well be, I'm not really sure. Or capacitors could exhibit a magnetic effect. Do capacitors exhibit a magnetic effect? I never tested that. Isn't it exhausting to be away from home for so long? It's not that long, really, given that many of my colleagues in the business tour for years, not a time. They're always touring. They'll just never get home. It's just the nature of the industry. Are you in London? No, S. Davies. There is another capital city. It's in Scotland. It's Edinburgh. The weirdest thing about magnets is a ball bearing can be removed from a magnet by an unmagnetized piece of steel. Ah, they're very weird. Are you the real Clive or are you AI? You're going to have to work that out. You're going to have to work that you're going to have to work that out yourself. I need the backdrop for that of the, what was that character? Max Headroom. Oh, more glitch text. Any to two kitties? Not really. I've seen one cat. It did not want to be petted. Do not put large neodymium magnets in your pockets. No, definitely not on your left and right pocket. There is a video coming up. I'm not going to show you that because if Lidl know what I'm going to actually release in a video, they probably would try and stop me, but not to worry. Ah. Anyway, magnets, interesting. Everybody has their own theory. AI has no stutter. Are you sure about that, Graham Shaw? Ah. Walter and Charlie say woof. Greetings back to Walter and Charlie. Woof indeed. Are there any areas of the cache you've not been allowed access to? To be honest, not really. In the sense that we have a lot of technical equipment in different places in the castle, but it's only at one side of the castle, so there probably are bits I've not been in. It's a labyrinth. Even like the Crown Tower is a labyrinth inside. It's very odd. You've been in the little random aisle then this week? No, Adrian Cole. Sadly, the middle of Lidl does not exist at the Lidl that I pass on the way to work because it's a main street Lidl and they concentrate entirely on groceries because it's more profitable. They put all the posters up saying, hi, you can get this thing. And one I wanted was the 12-volt battery pack LED torch for their 12-volt system. Couldn't get it locally because I don't know where the nearest real Lidl's is. That's only a food Lidl. Do you use the local laundrette? Yes, Steve Clay. In fact, we have a laundrette here. Each block, each area of this accommodation has its own circuit laundry system, which is run by an app. And you basically take your phone, point at the QR code that's displayed in the LCD screen, and you add credit via PayPal or card. And then you can use that credit to purchase laundry access. It's very affordable. It starts at about £2 for a wash and £1 for 50 minutes on the dryer, which is usually enough. So pretty much £3 for full laundry, which is very good. Ah, Gasmaster says, oh, I was a bit behind. That's easy done. Groceries are more profitable. People have to keep eating food. Matt Hilscher. Took a while to get through the checkout last time because there was a guy standing there going with his pint of a beer, a bottle of beer, and he like, oh, yeah, I just want it. It's for my aunt. I've not been drinking. It's for my aunt. This bottle of beer, and he just wasn't taking no for an answer because they were refusing to sell him alcohol because he'd already had too much to drink. Do you sit there in your pants like that Coke advert, Mr. Eggcake? Yes. Rebs Dioramas, I'm glad you're here. We can start. Chris Wenham, my new toy is one of those infrared thermal cameras for your phone. Handy to see who's COVID in the train. I don't know if you really want to know that. I was toying with using it in the pub today and I thought, no, I just don't want to know. Do we need food though? Do your own research. Well, we don't need the food they're selling because most of it is unhealthy. Ah. Yes. The House of Commons has reportedly been denied a request to get a cat because of a rodent infestation. They need more than a cat to get rid of the biggest rodent, number 10. All the rodents, to be honest. But number 10 already has a cat. I once went to Lidl and bought a pint of milk and a chainsaw. That was all. I do want to know, 404 not found. Did you open the milk with the chainsaw? That would have been quite messy. Try Little Dalry Road. I'm not sure where that is here, but I shall look that up. Number 10 is a cat. It's called Larry. Indeed, Chris Worm. Excuse me, yawning. Is there such a thing as too much to drink? Yes, Redhead Forester. Eve would have done that. Yes, he would, David. There would have been milk everywhere. Scruff Dog says, I had a cat named Larry. He moved. Did he move out on you? Scruff Dog, did he disappear and adopt someone else? Horovac, yes, indeed. But that's political. We all know that, yes. We need more people with the experience of real physical life to become politicians. But those sort of people are too busy working to do so. Lots of white substance in number 10. Indeed, Miss Dry Cake. I was discussing this with colleagues. White substance within the entertainment industry. Many of them had tried it but not been impressed by it. That was the general consensus. He was bonded with the ex. Ah, moved off with the ex, I see. Do you ever go to see Fringe Acts, Now Try TV? Not really. To be honest, I'm more a behind the scenes type of person, not really comfortable sitting in audiences. Mouse, you have made it to the stream. Greetings. I was talking to Connor today, who had met you recently, I believe. Fanatical 10's internet bill a month is less than 1,000, not something you'd think of being so low considering the security must require I may or may not handled their bills. Ah. Oh, 10's internet bill. Yeah, even £1,000, that actually seems quite high, I think, but then again, who knows? Yes, Connor stayed at my place last week, so I can show you the next thing that Connor sent. The personal Tesla charging device that obviously Connor didn't send because he said he was too shy to actually have me say this. It's very compact. It plugs into a square pin socket. Fortunately, he did say the fuse is removed from the plug. Can you guess where you insert the plug? Quite interesting. Was this found as a file online? Oh, it's okay. It's not being used. I may take that into work and just leave it lying around. Tim has a Tesla. Maybe I'll just, mind you too, Tim and Vince both have electric vehicles. Vince, the crew chief's electric vehicle, looks like a cordless tool. It's that sort of like jaggedy colours and orange and black. It's quite stylish looking. That fit into my car, it will fit into your cars. No. Mist Drag Cake for advanced users only if plugged in. Can you get a stainless steel one? I believe you can, DC Allen. I wouldn't want it to be connected to live though. No munchies tonight. No, Time and Tide. I've got delicious cookies next door, but they would be very crunchy and that would involve lots of scrunching noises through the microphone here, so that wouldn't be a great thing. It upsets some people. Electric vehicles come with those fitted to the driver's seat. They are mass England, but you need to pay a subscription to use the BMW one. Steve is not here. Steve might appear in the comments, but he's actually having an evening with his good lady in a hotel somewhere with a sea view. Three-phase bum throbber, that would Zebo the Fat, that would make your bum throb, yes. Three-phase. Aside from the risk of an arc flash explosion up your rectum, that would be quite violent. A top secret to this year? No, but we do have the Swiss Army doing an act, but not the top secret drum corps. We've got Trinidad and Tobago, oh, we got lots. And we've got electro pipes again, but a different version that doesn't have a copyrighted tune, hopefully. Reggie Pmock, I'm upset you're not crunching cookies. Horvath, well, fuck people who complain about the crunching, get some cookies. They'd be very crunchy cookies, though. Do the Swiss Army of Knives? They do, Zebra the Fat. They actually just, but they often cut themselves and they fold up unexpectedly. Boinkomatic Gaming, smear some petroleum jelly on it, leave it somewhere at work. I'm not sure, how does petroleum jelly go with 3D printed materials? Tell Steve we love him more than her. What? Okay. Joe Mr. B, Eleman Trucker on YouTube. No, I don't. Is he based on the Isle of Man? Wonder which trucking company, Mike Hellers. Is he doing it for Mazeron? No, I don't know that. Ah. Oh, right, I have to, hold on. No, I'm not seeing that comment. Is it really trucking when your whole route is 15 miles a day? Possibly not. There are some truck drivers, delivery drivers, who get quite high mileage in the Isle of Man because they cover the whole island every day. Are there any super high power lasers in the show? Yes, there are now, Try TV, but they're all in equipment. I think the projectors are laser based, and we've got 12 projectors. And the our Cobras, our Ayrton Cobras are laser based, but it's not actually a laser beam that comes out the lens. The laser is used to stimulate phosphor on a spinning disc to create a very intense white point of light that is then going through a standard optical system. So it is subtractive coloring. All our light fixtures, well, no, not all our light fixtures. We've got some profiles, light and features in the front of the castle around about the gatehouse. They've got RGB color mixing with independent LEDs. But most of the fixtures have a white source and then subtractive color filtering. Lasers, actual lasers they're just trouble. They're just, they may look good, but they involve so much red tape if they're done properly and safely. Kirky Bally, probably gay or queer or both. Yes. Sharks with lasers are more trouble. Well, that's already a bit of a problem, Chocolate Jelly Bean. The lasers are possibly the least of your worry, particularly if you're paddling at the time. Sausage Gerald, is the Ember 2 where loads of small blokes go about shouting the plane, the plane? What? We do have flyovers. Yesterday, we had the Red Arrow flight team fly over, and then we had two jets with afterburners. They're not supposed to use their afterburners. I had to put my fingers in my ears. It was deafening. Wonder how long it would take to burn that phosphorus disc out. Well, that's what I thought, Horrorvac. But having said that, keep in mind that the BMWs have a laser headlights that involve a laser being deflected onto phosphor to light it, but they don't have moving phosphor. And it will degrade. And as soon as it starts going dark, it'll absorb more laser energy and heat up more, and then it'll burn out really quickly. And then you'll have to buy a complete new pair of BMW headlights, laser headlights, and they're not going to be cheap. That maybe they didn't think that through. Oh wait, they did. But I'm not really sure. It's hard to say without actually seeing a brand new light next to an old light to compare the light output. I will say that looking at some of them shining, at some of the stonework, I felt that their optical system is slightly out of alignment inside, but I could be wrong. Daniel White, saw the show on Friday. It was absolutely fantastic. Shane wasn't around long enough for the meetup. Sorry about that, Daniel White. Glad you enjoyed the show, though. Loud. Very up-tempo. Good projection. Those BMW laser headlights at 1,900 pop, is that each Graham Shaw or is that for a pair? Probably a pair, because £4,000 is a fairly standard bill, plus the mechanic's bill for fitting them at the BMW dealership. Yes, that's what you're buying when you buy a BMW. Hello, Leon Peppers. The Royal Rainbow Resident Gaylords. I'm pretty sure, Kirky Bally, that there are gay people amongst them. Particularly, we had the staff, well, the cast and crew, we have a barbecue together, a social event, and the theme this year was Barbie. The military went way over the top with the pink. If they'd given us enough notice, I'd have at least worn one pink item, but we didn't get enough notice. Those planes were bloody loud last night, and I'm a couple of miles away from the castle, Graham Rule. They were deafening, maybe a bit too deafening. This is why we get in trouble, but you know, we're the military, so if you've got a problem with that, maybe you can go overseas and be bombed yourself if you don't mind. You know, so we'll do what we want, thank you very much, because, you know, well, we're on the receiving end of the bombs. And that includes me because in the one of the duties of the whole crew is that if the sniffer dogs detect explosives, we have to go into our electrical cabins and look for bombs, basically. Extra excitement. So if you've got a complaint about that, yes, that our big noisy show, then maybe you want to hear what it's like when you're being bombed. And what stops it blind peeping the phosphorus burnt? If it burns, it's a reflectant. It's not going to, on a mirror surface. All it's going to happen is it's going to be probably change color, maybe end up just shining off the heatsink at the back, and I don't know how much laser light would come through. I am gay, says Algorithm. Many people are. We have a big gay flag over an electrical cabinet in the crew room, which the crew nicked off Eurovision because that was the last big show they were on, I think. Probably not the last show they were on. I can't even remember when that was. When was Eurovision? But they were on it. And they were talking about the rig. And it's like, Jesus, how did they fit that many lights in? Overkill. But hey, that's what happens. Boo to Embra, Sherbet D. No. How's the tattoo been this year? Anything different than last year, Elliot Veers? Different selection of acts, but a few key acts have been kept in. Not that many changes, really. The key points for me are Trinidad and Tobago, particularly the flame-throwing purple devil with this big triple horn thing. And also, so that's Trinidad and Tobago. Electropipes is a very up-tempo, fluorescent, LED-ish thing. And the end bit, the actual stories, the theme song of the whole thing is very, very good. I like that bit. Very sticks in your head. Scanning laser projector, could it work? They do make scanning laser projectors, but they do have that slight thing that you are looking effectively at a laser beam. But the scanning laser projectors, the one advantage of them is that you don't need to focus them because they're always in focus, whatever distance you are, because you're getting actual scanned laser beams coming out of them. I don't know what sort of system the laser projectors are using in this job. They might just be using it as high output red, green, blue sources. Ah. How a palm reader does a speed run at a tech... What? How a palm reader does a speed run at a tech meetup. Anyone here gay or furry? Yes. Chris Wenham. I heard Chinese ruined laser weapons reflectors so much cooler on TV. I heard Chinese ruined laser weapons. They did try laser weapons. I don't think they're that practical, James Randolph, unless you're doing them at short notice. Flame-throwing Purple Devil, yes. Betty, that was your favourite. My favourite of Trinidad and Tobago, although one guy does come in at one point in a boiler suit. Hmm. Brian Cox, not gear for, but willing to do the training course. I see. Any way to see it too in the States, Kevin Hart said there is. It's the filming is wrapped up. Last night, the TV crew were getting out. I'm not sure when it's being televised, but it is going to go out on TV. It gets viewed by about 100 million people globally. They apparently love it in China for some reason. Nuts and proud bonsoir. Just getting from 10-mile dog walk in the park. That's quite a long dog walk. Is your dog okay? Holder. So, Mr. Eggcake, ooh, baller suit. Matt England, boner suit. Holder B, what's that? It's an one-piece overall. But in that case, quite an odd, distinctive one, because it is a Trinidad Tobago one. You can't use laser weapons in the atmosphere, it just blocks it. Anything powerful enough turns the air into plasma and blocks itself out, Horvath. Yeah, do you remember that they went through it when I was younger? They went through that death beams from space. Yeah, wishful thinking doesn't work. You bureaucratic politician twats. Hmm. Thanks, James Peter. Much appreciated. Clive, a cup of coffee. Bad news here. Wife's lung cancer is not treatable. She is 2 weeks, so just a matter of time now. That is very sad to hear. You know, I keep one of the more recent things. There was a breakthrough, supposedly, in a real, genuine breakthrough in a new pill for treating cancer, but that's no good because they have to go through all the clinical trials. It'd be great to be able to say, "Can I be part of that clinical trial?" I don't know what would be involved in that. Hmm. Oh, the Chinese are coating stuff with reflective coatings, ruining our laser weapon fun. All right, James Randolph, that's quite clever, firing the laser weapon right back at itself. Ah. Will you marry me, please? Sorry, Mr. Meerkat. No, no marriage. Chinese military says it's figured out how to build laser weapons that can fire indefinitely. Yeah, happy little fox, AK Benji. They've also figured out how to make power supplies that don't blow up. Oh no, they haven't. Maybe they just think they go indefinitely, probably because their capacitors explode or something. That's how they're powered. Not really sure, but I think they'll probably be talking crap unless it's solar powered. I mean, directing the force of the sun from a large array would actually potentially have an effect, but yeah, all sci-fi at the moment. Hmm. Adrian Coles, my dad volunteered to be part of a clinical trial when he had prostate cancer. Didn't have any positive effects, sadly. The problem is you because it has to be they're testing it against placebos and things like that. You don't know what you're getting, and it may just not. But you know what's most important here is that if you volunteer to be a part of it, to somebody volunteering one day is going to be part of the volunteer research. Well, they're all part of volunteer research. It will ultimately lead to the cure for cancer in one day. I'm sure that the pills, the magic pills, will be very expensive though. But that's what happens, isn't it? If a capacitor pops in space, does anyone hear it? If it's in one of their satellites, it probably, you can detect all the exploding radiation, probably. Thank you, Christian Harold. I forgot about super chats being a thing, but hi, Clive, Kevin, also Scruffdog, indeed. And thank you, Sausage Earl. Much appreciated. Your first super chat. Thank you. Lockheed Martin are working on energy weapons, allegedly. Brian Cox, that's called big, huge money laundering government contracts that use up lots of money, but you never end up with the weapon. You know, it just happens. It's happened my whole life. I've been seeing it. Nothing new. I read they want Isle of Man to go cashless. I thought everywhere was cashless. That they're going to have to convince the local Chinese restaurant in Ramsey about that because they don't accept anything but cash. I'm going to grab my coffee, drink the last of the coffee, then go and get a gin and tonic. And try some of this killer pish. One moment. You can come through with me because ultimately I've got the microphone attached to my head, haven't I? Sunny day, but I'm just going to turn my little solar lights off here because that will keep the battery charged. Right, I've got my little shot glass here. Rinse it out before trying some killer pish or whatever that stuff is. And here is my glass. Let's get some ice into it. Ice. Mist with the ice. That'll do. Maybe one more. Put the ice back in the freezer. Bear with me, with you in a moment. I'll just bring this stuff through. That would be the nicest thing to do, wouldn't it, really? So I want my tonic water. There's my tonic water. There's my squirty blue raspberry flavoured stuff. And here's a bottle of gin. Did you miss me? You didn't. I'll just put the Fintons from Aldi gin and my blue raspberry slush puppy from Aldi. That came from Lidl, the other one came from Aldi. Right, let's try some of this Killerpish, which I've been told may be a bit like Jägermeister. It's very strong, very high alcohol content, about 42%. So thank you, Harris. This was courtesy of Harris. To all the people. To a cure for cancer. It will happen at some point. In the future, they'll look back and say, why didn't they cure it earlier? This is sweeter than Jägermeister. It's herbaceous. It's almost coffee-like. It's quite strong. Top gin off with that and drink the larger bottle of fizzy straw. Yes. Don't mix Lidl and Aldi, it may explode. It's the light side and the dark side. Looks like a poison bottle you'd seen in cartoons. It may well be. Who was the bear with you? Adrian Coles. The bear. I'm not sure. Well, we had Dark and Storm in the job at Oxy Wizard. I'm just going back here. The sink sounds so hollow. It's definitely, it's quite a biggish area that we've got through. There's a kitchen, which is nice. Cashless is a bad idea. It's just a way to make our money traceable. I don't want that, Zach and the J. I approve of cashless. Do you know why? It's because I anticipate that there's going to be a sudden transition away from the government-owned currency to an independent currency. And if that just involves changing an app and suddenly the pound is no longer, or the dollar no longer used, then maybe cash is the way to go. They're basically setting themselves up to fail, which is good. Scrolling. Did you hear shout your name earlier on? Missed you and spotted you walking up the street making move too. I did not. But then again, keep in mind, I'm always just got my head in the clouds. Callum, why cure something when you can make billions and trillions from treatment? It's cynical, but probably true. Callum is on our follow spot crew this year. And the load-in crew, possibly even the load-out crew, not sure. Ah. Got some blueberry concentrate, Aldi. It was utterly disgusting, the almug. Ah. Don't get run out by a potato cart. That is a reference, Matt Haleshire, to Pierre Curie, who got knocked down by a potato cart because he too was walking around with his head in the clouds. Scotland, Northern Ireland and Hong Kong have privately issued currencies. I wasn't sure about the Scottish one. I mean, we do have our pound, which it's supposed to be the pound. It's got the Queen's or the King's head on it. But the English shops won't accept it. And apparently one of the nationality tests is, can you spend Scottish money in England? And you're supposed to answer yes. Well, in reality, they've obviously never tried it then because you can't. They don't accept it. Or in one case, they actually offered an exchange rate. They gave you less goods for your Scottish pound when it is exactly the same Scottish pound. Twats. A handling charge. Isle of Man, they accept any money because, well, money is money as far as they're concerned. Let's put the blue juice in. A squirt of radiant blue. Brilliant blue, to be accurate. And then top this up and have myself a gin and tonic. I only had £2 while I was at the meetup. I deliberately abstained for fear of making a mockery of myself on the live stream. Not that that's ever going to stop me, really. Blue. Stylishly blue. Mr. AK, AI could well actually make the connection, you never know. Doing a 4-hour loadout after last show, then back to the remainder of the loadout. All right, okay. Which loadout are you doing after the last show, Callum? Because although we'll be taking some stuff out before we finish, I wonder if that's Ewan's loadout, because we'll be coming the next day to start loadout. Oh, greetings, David Savary. Well, in the hotel bar. A hotel? We do have a bar here, actually, with a luxurious garden. It's quite nice. It's where some of the cast can hang out. And the beer isn't too expensive. The ticket machine's Manchester Metrolink accepts Scottish notes. This is good, Penry. I'm not surprised. They probably don't really have much choice. Scotland have £100 notes. You probably need it given the way the economy's going. When I was in Mexico, you got a better rate paying in US dollar than Mexican peso. Ah. Everybody likes American dollars. Scrolling up and down here, I should really just go straight to the bottom and people can catch up later on. Yes. My laundry is done. That's good, Monkey Man here. I did my laundry last night. I do my laundry at about, typically about 2 a.m. because that's when the laundry is empty. June, I think June may be visiting, not sure. I prefer euro, thank you, Horovac. Yes, well, you can have your euro. Does the laundrette require coins, Monkey Man here? No, it's all it's controlled by an app. What's going to be your 1 million subs vid, Adrian Coles? I think that's a while off, but I'm not really sure. I've not really thought about it. Probably the same as my 100,000, 500,000, which I didn't do anything special for. Slugs keep ringing my doorbell. All right, are they going across? Has it got a sensor? As far as I'm concerned, the dollar is one of the most stable currencies in the world. That's why so many people like it. That's why I still get some of my payments in dollars. Ah, Flaming Dog for 1 million subs. That would be cliched, but you know it's possible. The dollar is backed by the military. No, the monkey man here, the dollar is backed by lots of very hard-working Americans who get treated like shit, unfortunately. Hmm. We used to have $1,000 bills in Canada. They would be worth forging, China North air guns. Someone produce an estimated 1 million, please, Holder B. Probably a few months away, to be honest. Maybe I'll get it for Christmas. Play KLF the millionth substream? No, Laura Byrne. I won't be playing any music. That causes problems. Music is a nightmare on YouTube. +1 for KLF. I rather think not. KLF. Wondering which of their tracks I'd play. But definitely no, no music. Maybe I'll sing it instead. Skydive while wearing a boiler suit? No, and a kilt. That's not practical, Matty England. Do you wear the boiler suit over the kilt, which wouldn't be really comfortable, or it would be pointless having it outside the boiler suit? Not practical. Maybe a tartan boiler suit. Minky Mutu, Clive should burn £1 million when he reaches 1 million subs. Spend some of those YouTube millions he's earned. That would result, if I burned £1 million, that would result in quite a significant ongoing debt. Could I borrow £1 million, please? I'm going to set fire to it. Love haggis are native to Scotland and not exported to China, says ChatGPT. ChatGPT is right. I think the haggis, the Chinese probably tried farming haggis, but discovered how dangerous they are, chocolate jelly bean. If they let them get loose, they'd basically take over the whole of China. Jaeger, not really. There is no Jaeger. I saw a real gold bar in Bank of England, London. That's proud of you. Sure, it was real because some colleagues in the prop industry made some replica gold bars and they used this special paint that produced this amazing, glossy, just like shiny gold effect. It was very good. I don't know if that's actual gold looks like, but it looked like movie gold. But they took fingerprints very badly. KLF burned £1 million. Apparently. They didn't really, did they? No, they didn't. It was all faked. Good publicity stunt, though. Haggis eat people, Kirky Bally. That is the problem in China because the people are so small there that the haggis would just basically set upon them. They wouldn't be able to defend themselves against them. Where can I get proper square sausage from, Mr. Mocky? Tesco's shout. I'm in North Berwick on holidays. Uh, Lauren's sausage. You should be able to get it from most butchers. I would have thought most supermarkets would have had Lauren's sausage, but albeit well sliced. KLF has left the building. They have. They might make fake haggis is basically just rats with fake teeth glued in the front. Glasgow deep fried Mars bar in batter real. I had one. Nuts proud. I had one here a while back. It took ages for them to cook it. I think they overcooked it. It was very hard inside. Iceland do square sausage. Ah, oh, and you can get it in Canada. Didn't know that. Burn 500 quid, use the rest of the million as a tax write-off. I mean, how are they going to prove that you didn't burn it? I'm not sure they'd even accept you had burned it. What time are you going to bed? When I go to bed. Mr. Beast has video, he says, I spent 1 million on lottery tickets and won, and he lost, and the thumbnail is a check for 10. To be honest, Hoderby, Mr. Beast, don't believe everything you see on the internet. Not convinced. Haggis plushies, I bet they do them. Destroying currency is illegal. Well, I'm sure they're not too bothered when you burn it. They're probably like, yeah, that's fine. You go and burn your money, you silly twat. They'll be fine about that. Oh, he won 700,000. All right, okay. You probably said you'd have a good turnout for the meetup, Minky Mutu. It was a dozen because YouTube didn't really push the message out too far. Maybe I should have made a video about two, but that's fine. It was very comfortable size. Remember, Clive, even Clive fakes things in that. Very occasionally I do fake things like rations and other stuff and dolls that aren't really available out of Poundland. Iron Fist, hi Clive, sorry I'm late. It's no problem. The stream will be ending in about, say, 15 minutes. Shall we end at 20 past? Well, there are rules banning how many tickets you can buy on most lotteries these days. Didn't know that. They'll find ways around that, Dr. Squirrel. To stop the guaranteed wins and rollovers, buying every number combo. That is a gamble, but having said that, so is everything else, Dr. Squirrel. Lots of professional gamblers. Clive said, silly twat, one of the phrases I can't get away with in America. Can't you get away with that? A twat is a silly person, but it also has the other meaning to do with your lady front bottoms. It's not about the money when you burn it, it's the attack of the crown, apparently. I don't think they'd actually give a toss. They'd just print more money, wouldn't they? How are you physically standing up the two getting harder? No, it's fine, Mr. Margie. I will say that this year was one of the toughest load-ins. Sorry I'm late. Was helping a neighbouring lady with unruly prevent. Is that a hedge thing, Randy? I'm not really sure. iPrem bonds are paying out quite well at the moment. I do too, DCL. Got some unusually big prizes, but not like not the £1,000,000 prizes, but 100 or 200 or whatever. It was pretty impressive compared to the normal. I don't think it's good. I don't think it's particularly a good interest rate, but people like it because they're gambling and they might win 1,000,000. It's basically a lottery. Look, I got another work-based injury. Do you see the big cut in the finger there? Do you know what caused that? That was a blister. What caused that was the one of the sound department bring in one of those like gyro balls. You know the balls that you spin up and then you go like that and you can really rocket it up to high speeds. Well, I did set a new record, but in the process of doing so, the force with which I was forcing it around against the gyroscopic effect gave me a blister. Impressive. But that's fine. It's what I deserve. I thought I'd a chemical burn at first. Do you eat the same type of stuff now that you're away from home? Normally here, Narco, I normally eat at Subway a lot, but all the Subways directly next to the job are gone now. So it's harder. And one other Subway I usually go for a meal deal with a drink, and they had a big sign over the drinks dispenser saying out of order and said, do you want a bottle instead? And I said, okay. And then they charged the full price without the meal deal discount. And I haven't been back since. Screw them. Do you phone Ralph on your way? We stay in touch. Did you file a report the HSE? No, that's for last resort, Craig Matthew. It would also be extremely odd filing a report for using excessive force on a hand exercising device. So, gee, better or worse now, man? Neither, really. I mean, I'm eating a lot of microwave meals here and I eat a lot of microwave meals now, man, so it's fine. I'm drinking more here, though. My co-workers on the job they drink quite a lot. I used to go Subway a lot, but the price got nuts. They were too low for a while, Evanerta. Lost focus, Clive. It may have gone into potato vision. There is no focus. Thank you for a 4 not found. You obviously have superior wrist action. I have violent wrist action. And thank you, Hellhound. Much appreciated. How often do you guys have to plug Vince? Plug Vince? I'm not sure about that. Never the Subway sandwich. They're very good, DCon. Very, lots of salad. Nice. Quite tasty. I once wrote out about 50 sets of numbers to lottery and I would have won nothing. Oh, did you write them out but not do it? Oh, yeah, I'm checking up afterwards. It'd be a bit worrying. Based on latter grammar, Haggai would seem to mean of the haggis, or possibly plural haggis if haggis is masculine or a subject or addressee. I've never really thought about that. Can you hear Nicholas cackle from over there? Yes. Subway are weird. Weird but nutritious, the chipmunk. That blue thing from earlier was for Vince. Yes, Christian Herald. We'll stick it in. We'll make a video of it. Minky Mutu, if that's what you're thinking, then if I can give myself a blister doing it, I think your willy would probably fall off. Thomas used to eat at Subway a lot until I saw the calorie counts. To be fair, I tend to go for a 6-inch sandwich with all the salad and like no sauce, so that probably keeps it down to a degree. I need one of those Subway air fryer ovens. They are very good, microwave and convection at the same time. What's that green bottle? The green bottle is gin. Scruff Dog is got a fill-in stream there. You can see the link there for I think it's Thursday or Saturday, not really sure, because I'm working both those days. I would love to do a stream, but at the time the stream I am working, I've got queues to go down to the arena in the show to actually set up equipment. And although others could do those, I can't necessarily do a stream for two reasons. Firstly, I can get called away at any moment, put you down to stream, but that's not a big issue. And also, my co-workers would say terrible things in the background. Not that I do that badly myself in that. We'll see what happens. Thank you, Simon Hill. Enjoy free Subway. Cheers for all the great content. Thank you. I shall buy myself a Subway. That would buy me 2 Subways. Kirky Bally still gay as fuck. Yes. Both, Scruff Dog says. It was very long streams. I was looking forward to the ozone generator, but it didn't make an appearance. I skipped through. It was quite a long thing. My favourite sub shop was Quiznos, sadly very rare in the UK. They had one in Glasgow, Cambridge Mart, just a few shops away from Subway on Union Street, and there was hardly any Endeavour in it. And one day I went in, and I ordered one of the sandwiches, and they put the meat into this little tub built into the counter. It was a small container with a sieve thing to heat it up, but it was skanky looking water, and I actually thought I was going to get food poisoning off it when I saw it. I wonder if that's what killed them in the UK, because it did not look hygienic when they did that, though I think it probably is hygienic. It just put me off Quiznos and I never went in again. I wonder if that was what killed that company. It's odd. I was in Subway just down, and one of the people who, like, possibly the dad of the person who owned the Quiznos, came down, and he was obviously trying to drum up business, and he was standing at Subway going, "Come up to Quiznos, eh?" And it's like, no, go away. I'm going to have chicken nuggets in the oven later. Excellent, that's brow. Don't do what I do and put far too many in. Ah, all the sauces give me terrible heartburn for hours, Tommy Hanlon. Oh, I wonder what that is then. Do your colleagues get starstruck when they see you? It's me who should get starstruck by my colleagues because actually Vince and Tim in particular are quite big. They take on huge jobs like that would scare me. I wouldn't be able to take on the jobs they take on. They are notable within the industry. Ah, they killed the franchise's charge for supplies and fees. Ah, Red Fam. I know that Subway did that, I think, to a degree. Or did Quiznos do that? Excuse me, I'm just blowing nose. That's where being drunk would, yeah, having a drink afterwards. Is Tim handsome? No. Too many nuggets, is that even a thing, evolution? Yes. Yes, it is. When you're trying to cram them in and you're backed up with chicken nuggets, that's when you've had too many. And not the breadcrumb ones. You want the crispy coating. And you want to air fry them so they're literally crunchy. Kirky Bally, you all like Jimmy Somerville. That's not the correct spelling of Jimmy Somerville, Kirky Bally. Maybe somebody's in denial. Do you like Jimmy Somerville? Small town boy. Is Tim kind-hearted and worth loving? Yes, yes, he is, Christian Howard. You'd love Tim. What part of a chicken is a nugget? All of it. Air fried's the best it is Izzy Stewart. Nothing beats air frying. You used to be able to get fish fingers batters. You still can, Brian Cox. You can still get the crispy coated fish fingers. They're not very healthy, but they're delicious. I'm not sure having a pedo for a mascot helps Subway much, James Randolph. Especially when you're the first thing I ask you, do you want a 6 inch or 12 inches? Was that inappropriate? Nutsprout, I haven't tried air fryer nuggets. I've got the original Active Fry. Well, it stirs them up for you, so they'll be super crispy. You should try that. Ah, hit that perfect beat indeed, Wiggy videos. Beat by, hit that perfect beat by. Uh, I'm waiting for comments I can actually read here. Nuggets are usually aerosolized, mechanically served chicken boiled with food glue, Chris Wenham. Yes, that's what makes them so delicious. We all know this. We don't give a toss that it's pink slurry. I mean, what matters is what it tastes like once you've got it batch coated and air fried and served up in McDonald's, that lovely crispy, buttery taste with your fries. Delicious. Why don't they do them as a meal though? Probably calories, to be honest. They busted another nonce at the BBC trying to earth their guns. The BBC is full of those people. Ah. I was contacted by Radio 4 wanting to talk to me about disposable vapes and the batteries in them. Unfortunately, just their timing was terrible, so I couldn't really help. So it just kind of like, there were a few conversations, but timing was just terrible. But that's fine. I'm making beef tacos tonight. That sounds complicated, Scruff Dog. I'd make lazy tacos. I've never really eaten tacos. I figure they put something addictive in them. Yeah, they probably do, Steve. Probably sugar. Carbohydrate and fat. Have you ever tried to fix a Makita 80-volt battery? Got some with faults due to the charger breaking them after trying to recharge while too hot. That's odd, Slim Jim. The first thing I do in them is check, are the voltages all above, round about, well, 2.5 volts, bring them up to 3 volts if they're below than that. But if it's bricked it out deliberately in the control circuitry, that's quite annoying. This is why you don't buy brands like that do shit like that, because it's just unacceptable. Once it's fried, it's fine. Yes, DJ Cthulhu. Nuggets normally what weight of Dank Pods buys. Stephen Simpson, indeed. The Nugget Challenge. Who did the Nugget Challenge last that I saw? It was Buddy Van Doodle did it. He did the Nugget Challenge. Wonder how Buddy Van Doodle's doing. We don't go to rat's ass, though they might have them in it too. They could, Chipmunk, that's fine. I would eat rat McNuggets if they were also pureed, as long as there weren't teeth or things in it. Well, not that hadn't been ground up to fine powder. Since when are chicken McNuggets air fried, Matt Hilscher? When you buy them and you stick them into your air fryer. Makita stuff is incredible for the money. Adrian Cole, not if it locks out. That sort of trick is why I stopped buying HP printers. Indeed, yes. And Canon, that used to be so good until they jumped on the bandwagon of my brother's Canon printer. Detected he'd put a third-party ink cartridge in and said he couldn't use the scanner because he wasn't using the correct ink cartridge. It would print, but he couldn't use the other features. And that's when we stopped buying Canon. Epson EcoTank, fine so far, but as soon as Epson start, because Epson used to be one of the worst for the ink things, but once I think that's why they ended up doing the EcoTank, because they realized that sometimes screwing your customers over isn't a good thing. No kidding. Brother for lasers, Epson EcoTank for inkjet. Indeed, Reb's dioramas. And for reference, yes, the EcoTank printer lasted fine when stored for a year in unknown conditions. It could have been freezing, who knows, but it worked fine. The body is a complex machine. It is, Holder B. They don't understand the body. I got a laser printer never going back. Laser printer's okay for some things, James Randolph, but not others. Each has their own merit. I used to wipe the chip in my Canon printer and refill them. My old Canon printer, it didn't have a chip. It used an optical system to detect when it was empty. So it could tell you when the ink was low, and then you just drilled a hole in the side and you squirted ink in and put a bit of tape over it. I got very good value out of my Canon printer. Used to love Canon printers until they turned into dickheads. Oh well, how to destroy your business by being greedy parasites. Most printers have a sequence of buttons to press to ignore what ink is installed. Well, wasn't it, Brendan? Wasn't it Canon had that issue when during COVID they couldn't get the chips for their cartridges, so they had to send them out without the chips and then tell people just to say, yeah, accept. But did that disable features in the printers, I wonder? Dunno. Epson good printers, well, the Jamesy boy. Take a look at the pictures on my channel. Some of them might be a bit grainy recently, only because I used the wrong settings when I was in a different location for taking the pictures, but I'm back to normal now. Still not quite worked out the perfect white balance. It's either going to be a slight pink shade or it's going to be an orange shade. This lighting is not working for the filming. I do have a nice bracket for holding the camera that I'll have to try. It's borrowed from work. It is a magic arm, but it's the proper super duper expensive Manfrotto one. Just borrowed because we had some spare. Manfrotto. And this thing, you basically put it into any position and then you just clock it over like this and it locks solidly in position. Like the little ones that you get off China, but this one is stronger because it's designed to hold movie lights. And I will be taking that back into work afterwards. I'm not going to nobble that from work. Laser print Rico dollars, though, not that bad, to be honest. And you can get refills, the refill systems. Dye sublimation is kind of expensive, but lasts a very long time. Fancy the best kit that is. It is indeed Graham Shaw, but pales into insignificance next to the cost of a lot of the other equipment we've got. It's just like, wow, the cost. If you added all the equipment and the job up, it's just like mind-boggling. It's measured in millions. Doubles up as a handy weapon. I would not. That's why I was being careful there. I didn't want to drop one of the clamps off on my toes. That would be sore. So you're stealing it? No, John Hughes, no, I wouldn't do that. Your hat's on the wrong way around. It is Mr. Eggcake. The hat is only there to support the microphone. Man frottage, that's it. Man frottage, Zadster. Crotch shot, mouse, yes. Ah. Now try to good night to you. I've Manfrotto tripod, Horavac, very high profile. The crotch shot was macro photography, was it? Did I overgroin the camera? Have you come to invade the castle? Yes, Alan Ray. I'm here to invade the castle. We are invading the castle. I have to say, historic Scotland, guys, the ice, over the time I've been here, the ice is broken. It was really horrible management in the early days, but the guys we're dealing with are so friendly and helpful now. It's all changed completely. The historic Scotland guys have been great. Do you know, they sell tickets. You have to book your tickets in advance for going into the castle, and they sell out every day. That's just for going into the castle. That's how popular it is. So if you want to visit Edinburgh and you want to visit the castle, make sure you book your tickets in advance. Know that. You can't just necessarily turn up and buy tickets. You may have to book them. I love my fountain pen. Yes, fountain pens are okay, nuts and proud. I don't really use a fountain pen. Bit scratchy for me. I do like my purple pens though. My V-Sign, Pilot V-Sign pens. I've got one with me. And my favourite notepad style. Who lives at the top of the castle? Well, strange to see that, Mr. Eggcake. There are royal apartments at the top of the castle, and it says private apartment. I don't know who is in there, but there are, you'd think castles, military people, there's a barracks in the castles. There are military at the castle all the time. I don't know what goes on behind the scenes, but the castle is a real castle and it's a military base. So don't go there and intend to bomb it, you may be shot. Do you like photography? Sir Clay says. I'm not super into it. I only tend to take pictures of circuit boards or signs or stuff like that I like. It's always technical stuff. Oh, look. I needed a brush for my beard. So this is an anti-tangle brush because it was starting to form the spiral dreadlocks. The only one they had, the only colour they had in Poundland, I usually go for something dignified like black or purple. What did they have? One colour. Pink with gold spots. Lovely. Wish acrylic markers were cheaper. They are always expensive, de both. When I was at university, I'd often just walk up to Castle at lunchtime. No tickets needed except the crown jewels and royal bits. That's how it used to be, Graham Room. These days, you'd have to wear high vis and look official to do that. And even then, I think they might question you these days because I think it's quite a lucrative thing. Doesn't have any rides. That's a cat brush. It could be used. I did almost get a dog brush because it was more dignified. Mr. Eggcake, I hope I get shot. That's rather negative. And they fire a blank at 1300 hours, they do. Very tempted to set off a maroon at 521. That's the 1 o'clock gun. What notepads do you use and where do you get them from? Stephen Simpson. The notepad brand, I get them in the Isle of Man. I'm hoping, now I've said that, I hope this is the one that I use. It's a very good paper because it doesn't blot through, but they're quite expensive. It is a Europa note maker, A5 lined micro perforated 120 pages. These are quite expensive notepads, but they feel good to write on. It's a very smooth, here's a schematic from something that has been featured recently. Oh yeah, I know what that was, the thing that was giving electric shocks. It's a nice smooth paper. The pen writes in it without scraping across it, and it doesn't blot through to the page down below. No blot. Scrolling. Clive, you find scratch, go for a Parker Jotter fountain pen, Chipmunk. I need that thick black line. I can't film Kevin, Christian, because that would be creepy. Do you have a window view here? Yes, there's a window, yes. Not showing you what's out it. When I first came here, I was put in a different flat, but now I'm in a different one, so I'm not showing the view out this one. The other one may have shown a glimpse out on a Patreon stream. Star Delta, greetings. You're arriving just as we reach the end of the stream because it's already gone on too long. We'll tell you what, just for you, I'll extend it till 25 to. It's being extended. Last week I was tired. Did you see that I was tired? In fact, in some of the videos that I've been making while I've been here, you can hear my voice is a bit gravelly because like I was so fucking tired. Very tired. It's been a heavy load in. Yeah, that was pretty tough. I just use W.H. Smith's notepad refills. Get through 200 or 300 pages a year, does the job for me. I remove a heap of pages and put in storage every now and then. Indeed, Redhead Forester. I'll sometimes slim the things down by removing unwanted pages. But sometimes if people complain that I print off pictures of data sheets, what they don't know is I fold those over and I use them to rough out the schematics on them. They don't get wasted. Also, that sheet of paper that I showed on the camera was seen by 30,000 people, so it was well shared before being reused. It's a piece of paper. Still thinking about battered fish fingers. Nice, Brian Cox. You have to get yourself some battered fish fingers. Sorry, I was hoping to make it today, but I had the kids and could not get a sitter. Ah, that's reasonable enough. Hagen P, good night. It's heading off to bed, I see. It's jumped, so I don't know what the rest of what you said. Do you have a more normal sleep pattern too? I tell you what, I sleep well, Kieran Kennedy. Initially, I have to slot into normal hours at the beginning, but now I'm back up to getting to bed at about 4 o'clock in the morning because I start at 5 p.m. in the evening. But I sleep like a log. It's a single bed there. It's not big at all, but you know, I just adapt to it. I wake up about every few hours and to physically turn over and then go to sleep again. But dream well as well. What would be the best soda brand you recommend? Can't really recommend any particular soda brand, David Potter, because the stuff that I use, if you try buying it, they won't sell it to individuals. They'll only sell it to companies. And it's rocketed in price because of the eco-hippies. Dr. Squirrel, we use paper for drawings in a factory. They'll turn to lots of tablets, infrastructure, sport time, and eventually e-waste. I just find it easier designing on a notepad before committing onto even before I do a 3D printed object, I'll just sketch things and measure things and write the numbers on and do the computations before putting into the CAD package. Whiskey doesn't go off. Apparently not, Eel the Fred, but I don't think it lasts long enough to go to go off. Paper's environmentally fine these days. We've got all the facilities here for recycling, including a paper recycling facility. I've also find Silverline leaded soda fine for hobby use. That should be reasonable enough, Stephen Simpson. It is a known brand. There are no Kevin drawings, Christian. 6 to 8 hours, Holder B. Typically it is. Sleep is, it varies. I didn't sleep a lot last night just because I was worried about the meetup today, as happens. But 6 to 8 hours is typically what I get. Yeah, avoid Chinese soda. It's a random alloy. Stephen Simpson is saying avoid the Chinese soda. It's a random alloy that may not flow very well because it's just whatever comes out. It's probably the rejects while they're getting through to the good stuff or the stuff that didn't work out. And the flux may not be continuous through it, just the priming of the flux facility. And if you get the stuff with intermittent flux, during the point there's no flux, you won't get much vapor of flux coming off it or the sizzle, and it won't flow onto the metal. They get rid of all the crap on eBay. Have you noticed that? Your meetup? Sorry I got here late. There was, Steve, but it wasn't really promoted too much. Greetings, Big Goth Kitty. Hope you enjoy your new workplace, your new workshop. Looking forward to seeing pictures of it. Do you have dreams about working, Clive? Well, I used to in the past, yes. But I've 2 grams, so it's all good. 2 kilograms. Yes, Chipmunk. 2 kilograms should last a while. I just ordered some Wharton 6040 tin lead autocell soda wire. This is good, David Potter. As long as it's got the electronic flux in it, that's good. Paper books will outlive data centers. Yes. Ah. Do you like college? I've never, well, I did like, I went to technical college and day release when I was young, but I just basically 1 day a week for part of the year. It was very good. I enjoyed it. You can still dream, Clive. I do dream. I also have some old GPO soda for soda pots in large ingots. That has no flux in it though. Sold online by someone as GPO weights. Well, that would work. Hi, SW Nurse. Only thing to be anxious about is anxiety. I sometimes get too stressed out. That vicious circle you sometimes get into. Do you guys want me to go on for another 10 minutes? I can go on till 1:45 because I'm not going to disturb him because Steve and his good lady are away at the moment. The sound guys are downstairs. That's fine. They're probably deaf anyway. So I'll pour myself another gin. I may need some more ice. A full gin at that. A shot, 350 milliliters. No, that's not right. 35 milliliters. 350 milliliters would be more than a can of Diet Coke or Diet Coke or Coke. That would be too much. That would be quite a lot of gin. I should put in the blue liquid. I quite like the blue raspberry. Blue raspberry slush puppy. It's very good with gin and tonic. Then I might go and get some ice. Oh, Mr. Planet Man just dropped a little financial gift there for the channel. Hold on. Oop. Yes, keep it going, says Mr. Planet Man. Thank you. Okay, we'll keep going. I don't start till 5 tomorrow. It might be 4. The TV guys just stripped all their stuff out. So there's always that worry they may have disturbed our lights. But to be honest, I don't think it'll be an early start because usually we just have to stick lights back up or change the ones they broke or find where they dragged our cables out in amongst theirs, which is the most annoying bit. Alcohol is a disinfectant. It is different kinds of rain indeed. Favorite thing? One of my favorite things, I mean, obviously everything from Poundland is a favorite thing. I've seen these in the past but never actually got them. Spectacle wipes. And they're little alcohol wipes for your glasses. You get about 52 wipes for £1 at Poundland. They are really good. They really clean the glasses. They're wet, so they don't scratch them. And then they dry instantly and you can just put them straight on. I didn't know they were so good. I'm just going to go and put some ice in this so it's suitably refrigerated and icy for my icy demeanour because it is quite warm still. I'll put tons of ice in it. And to make sure that door's shut. There's an alarm on one of the doors here between the kitchen and the rest of the flat, so that if you leave the door open, if you jam it open or hold it open too long, it gives you a warning, and then the alarm goes off, and it's like a full-on fire alarm warning. It turns out that the device they're using for that is intended for cold room doors. But they use it here because it reduces the number of fire brigade calls because of people jamming the door open and the smoke from their cooking going through from the kitchen here into the hall. I could hold the door open, but it takes a while to go off. It's called a door watcher alarm. DOR watcher alarm. I've seen inside, I looked up the data sheet, it's got a PIC microcontroller in it. That kind of makes sense. I see. Simple Electronics, one of my regular viewers are here. They may well be. I use alcohol wipes for 420 purposes. They're extremely useful. Are those actually IPA wipes? Let me read what it says on them. Ingredients: water, alcohol, parfum. So they're not pure alcohol, but it's a high enough percentage that if you put it on a wound, it stings like hell. They're a bit like, they remind me of, oh, let me just open one. Thank you, Mr. Red Cake, much appreciated. Ice, 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 baby. Ice, ice, baby, indeed. No, I'm not going to dip some in the gin. You do not drink isopropyl alcohol. It metabolizes into acetone in your stomach. But if I unfold one of these little wipes, it's very reminiscent of the wipes we used to get for cleaning discharge lamps in the old days when we had discharge lamps in our lights. Reminds me of, smells very alcoholic. Feels great. Oh, yeah, very alcoholic. That's my beard. Also kind of sterilized with alcohol now. Great for cleaning the screen of the computer and cleaning your phone. Do they burn? I have not tried light one. I don't have anything to light one with here. The cotton buds are built in IP are cool. I've been using those because I got some a while back just to explore. I made a video about how they work. You also get the ones with iodine in them for sterilizing wounds. Do you not get isopropyl on your mouth? It's bad, David Pooh. Okay. Which, that's ethanol. This is surgical spirit here. Just in case of medical emergencies. It's a Boots surgical spirit. It's very expensive. About £7 for that or something. Surgical spirit, which is ethanol and denatured ethanol. That means they've added things to it to make it toxic and unpleasant. And benzalkonium chloride, which is a biocide. KFC wipe does come to mind, Alan Tidbury, that lovely lemony wipe. Wipe one round, no, DC, I'm not going to wipe one round the helmet. Maybe the helmet at work, but not that helmet. JT'd, one day I'll get to London. I used to visit every year London for the Plaza show, but I've not been in ages because the accommodation one year was just astronomically expensive because of some event that was on. And I just never, it broke the spell, so to speak. I've not been back. So they made a bit of extra money by overcharging people, and then they lost lots of business from people like me who just decided not to go because the prices went up so high. I used to stay in student accommodation. The London School of Economics, LSE, they had some amazing places. One of them was a mansion in the middle of its own park. Furnival House, and now it's gone into luxury flats or accommodation. But I used to stay there all the time. I loved it. And that hall, the one that's near Covent Garden, there's a big hall, can't remember what it's called, but very basic concrete, bare concrete rooms, but fine. I've not got high expectations of that. Stephen Wraith, just chat being weird. It's always weird. Sometimes a bit glitchy though. Stomach makes acetone. I think there is natural acetone in your body. Wipe your butt with one. That might also sting. I'm not really sure. I tested the burn, James Randolph. That's good to know. Xylene is a great instrument. Yes, the xylenophone, Mr. Eggcake. It's called Fook Hall. Yes. Wiggly videos. What was it called again? I've not seen the lemon wipes in any KFC recently, which is a shame. Someone probably claimed that they were causing cancer or something like that. The Plaza Show, Professional Light and Sound Association, that basically showcased all the LED lights that just proliferated everywhere and the audio equipment. It's also used as a bit of a drunken thing for people in the industry. If you go to certain uh, exhibits, if you're within the industry and you're recognized to be in the industry, they'll give you vouchers and backs show parties and uh, yeah, lots of things like that. I don't qualify. Well, I've not tried recently. Maybe I'd qualify now. It's a long time since I've been. Acetone, anti-stripping dye out of leather and on ABS 3D print. It's very aggressive, acetone. I book hotels in London months in advance. I used to book it in when I was here at the accommodation. They talk about a tremolite asbestos contaminated. Tremolite's not great, I don't think, Randy. Is that not the same one that contaminated vermiculite? I figured they were burned, but man, do they light up fast? Yeah, they should, because it is quite strong alcohol in it. I don't think there's a huge amount of water. Although it does list water as the first ingredient, but I'm not sure if that's the ratio. What about a theremin? I don't know if they've had a theremin in the job. Like the tattoo. So what you're saying, Ego the Husky? Time for bed. Need to get my big tool out tomorrow. Need my sleep. Indeed, Adrian calls. The stream will be ending fairly soon anyway. So do they feed the staff every day, Tommy Hanlon? The cast of the tattoo, they do have catering facilities for it. Is the IOM worth a visit, Lee Goodair? Depends what you want. If you like the remote, rural and walking or nice beaches, it's fine. But if you're looking for clubbing, entertainment, holidays like Spain, it's not going to be the same. It's more laid back. Yeah, it may be that they use the water to keep the alcohol hanging around a bit longer. But anyway, the stream, how powerful is the audio system at 2? I'm not sure, Ian Henderson. I'd have to ask someone that. I'd have to ask Gary that. He's the one who might reveal that. But I'm not really sure. I don't think they work in it. It's not doesn't go by the power, and it's quite complex because of the Timax system that actually varies stuff dynamically during the show. It's not that it's not just a fixed volume. It's not like a nightclub. It's quite complex. Do the TV people use fiber? They usually do as part of their links, but they use RF for the links as well. Fortunately, our RF stuff this year has been behaving so far. Oh, it does say Flambeau, keep away from Clive. This is good, James Randolph. That's what we want. Lee Goodyear, my clubbing days are behind me now, sadly. Well, they're not behind me. Just people come up to me and ask if I've got drugs now when I go to a club because I apparently look like a drug dealer. Oh, not to worry. Georgia Moores, I was over in Ireland Man for the Transport Festival. They have a lot of transport. Clive just jinxed the RF stuff. That's okay. It'll keep me busy. Stephen Simpson. We've not got a video wall in the risers. We've got the stuff that has the RF reception, and also I've mounted. That means we've got better It's not so much a Faraday cage that's going to knock a block with RF noise. Much simpler structure inside, much lighter, much clearer inside, and I've been able to mount the antennas right up next to the sort of wooden top surface so you know they get a good line of sight signal, albeit there's a bit of wood in the way. But there we go. It's still banned from Barrowlands as far as I know. Brian Cox, why? Try North Air Guns. I used to get asked for drugs all the time at school. If someone is big and has a beard, apparently they're a drug dealer. That's the message that TV sent. But anyway, it is time for the stream to finish. It's been going on for, well, over an hour and a half. So I shall finish the stream and then investigate some reverse engineering of products. Like, I should reverse engineer this thing, this little USB thing. I got a few off eBay. There's slight variation in what actually arrives. It's an oil atomizer. Tiny little bottle, ultrasonic atomizer, but it's a very interestingly shaped atomizer. And it's quite powerful. It uses a push-pull transformer. Terrible electronic design. Have you heard of the cheap yellow display? Brian Lowe in his Discord will be working at any interest. I'm not sure that is Simply Electronics. Is that the flip dot display? Or is it something else? But anyway, the stream is now coming to an end, and I shall see you next week. I should hopefully have next Sunday off completely, which would be great. But we'll see what happens. And that will be the last Sunday off before pandemonium of the loadout. The following Sunday starts, and then it's just pandemonium. But until then, have a good week, and I shall catch up with you next week. Take care and have fun. I'll just nudge the camera. Super awkward moment.